Hey guys, it's David, and today I'm going to be doing my December wrap-up and my January TBR. I didn't know if I was going to do these videos together, but I decided to put them together because I didn't read much in December, so if I read a lot in January, then I'll split them up into two separate videos next time. The first book I finished in December was Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This was a reread for me, and I was in a reading slump pretty much all month, so this is why I decided to pick this book up. If you didn't know, this is a retelling of Cinderella where Cinder is actually a cyborg and she works as a mechanic. There are elements where you can see that Cinderella is brought into this, and with the little twist of the cyborg, that's how it's different, and it was an interesting read. I liked it even more than the first time I read it, and I gave it 5 stars. The second and last book I read this month was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the illustrated edition, illustrated by Jim Kay. This was beautiful. I was not expecting half of these illustrations to look like this, but it was so beautiful. I'm excited to see the rest of the series in the illustrated edition, even though I know it'll take quite a while for all of them to be released, but I'm excited. And the first illustration I believed was beautiful was this one, and it has Hagrid, Harry, and they are out on the ocean after they've just left the house that the Dursleys went to. The other illustration I loved in this book was the one that's on the front cover, and this is Harry when he's at platform 9 3/4. And what's so pretty about this, I think, is the train. I think the train really brings the aspect of color to it. I gave this 5 stars. On to my January TBR. The first book I plan on reading this month is Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. This is the sequel to Cinder, and this one focuses on Red Riding Hood, while Cinder focused on Cinderella. I'm not going to go into the synopsis of this book because this is a sequel, and I don't want to spoil anything from Cinder, because if you haven't read Cinder by now, where have you been? And I will be continuing on after Scarlet to read Cress, Fairest, and Winter, all by Marissa Meyer. If you didn't know, Cress focuses on Rapunzel, Fairest focuses on Queen Lavanna, and Winter focuses on Snow White. The next 4 books I will be reading in January are the After series, which consists of After, After We Collided, After We Fell, and After Ever Happy. I mentioned this series in my Christmas book haul considering I got the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th books for Christmas, and this series is about a girl named Tessa who is going away to college, and she's always been perfect and good for whatever her mom tells her to. So when Tessa doesn't do what her mom wants, it kind of causes a conflict between her mother and her, and she meets Hardin, which is a guy that starts to change her drastically. I have a couple other books I will try to get to if I get through all of those books. The first one I want to get to is The Selection by Kiera Cass. I have heard a lot of rave about this book, and everybody saying that it is a really good series and it pulls you in. But I have also heard that you may dislike it because of the main character, America Singer. So I'm a little nervous to go into this one, but I am doing it as a challenge, so I'm interested in it. If you didn't know, The Selection is a competition between 35 girls that get entered to compete for the heart of Prince Maxon, and America Singer all of a sudden gets in this pool of girls, and she gets in the selection, and that's where the series goes from there. Another book I'd like to get to this month is All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. I'm not too sure what this one is about, but I do know that it focuses on mental illness, and I suffer from some mental illness myself, so I think this would be an interesting read, and I'm excited to get to it. So there you have it. Those are the books that I want to read in January, and I hope I can get to a lot of them, but if I can't, then it's probably because school's starting back up again, and a new term means more homework. Also, I wanted to mention that I did make my reading challenge for 2016, and it will be 100 books. Last year I did not make it because I was not prepared for this year of school, and it hit me really hard. I just didn't focus on reading a lot. Also, I will be participating in some readathons this month, and I want to participate in Bout of Books, which takes place from, I believe, January 4th to January 10th. I also want to participate in RibSat, which is Read Your Bookshelf-a-thon, and it's where you pick a certain spot in your shelf and you read from then on, so What I have done is I picked Right It After and ended it After Ever Happy, and if I keep going from there, then I'll start with Twilight. That should be an interesting readathon. I'm excited to get to all these books this month, and I hope you all have a great reading month as well. So let me know if you all have read any of these books and how you liked them, or if you didn't like them, and let me know what books you're reading this month, because I'm excited to see what you all are reading this month. Thank you for watching this video, and Happy New Year!